Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Miel Hebraica, Hebrew Honey, and today we're starting a series of 3 videos on the judge Ehud. So we've got Ehud 1, 2, and 3. So today we're going to do Ehud 1, and it's a very interesting story. Begins with Judges 3:12, and again the people of Israel did what was evil in the eyes of Jehovah. And Jehovah strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab, against Israel, because they had done what was evil in the eyes of Jehovah. Va Yoshifu, and then they added it on again. Okay, came again. They repeated. This verb is used for when things tend to repeat, get added on again. Okay, Yoshifu. Take a good look at it, Samik Pe, because we're going to look at a little bit different version of this verb in the next verse. So just remember this one because we're heading for a little bit different version of this verb next. Yo Shifu, and they added on Bnei the Israel, the sons of Israel. What did they add on? Le'ashot hara, to once again do evil. Anytime you see a lamed of purpose, preposition of purpose in front of a verb, it's to do. It's becomes an infinitive here. Le'ashot hara. Bnei Yahweh, in the eyes of Jehovah. Ve'yehasek, and he strengthened, as Jehovah strengthened, et Eglon, Eglon, the fat guy, the round guy, et Eglon melech Moab, al Israel, against Israel, al ki aso, on what they had done, or they were doing, et hara, the evil, Bnei Yahweh, okay, against Israel, because both of these prepositions are up, okay, up and against Israel, up and against because they were they had done evil in the eyes of Jehovah. Shof, again, notice the Samik Pei again. And here you have an aleph in front of it. When you do that, it's something that, again, added on. It's something that's done again, okay? But now you're adding something to something else. In other words, you're gathering something. This one, I remember it through the name Joseph, okay? Joseph is something that's been added on, okay? Yeah, Ashaf. Incidentally, it's also one of the names of the choir directors. Choir director has the ability to add people into a choir. It has the ability to add songs together into a songbook. So, Yashaf, okay, he was an alliance builder here. Yashof, Elav, to him, Bnei Ammon. Now, if you look across the Jordan on the eastern side of it, Moab was somewhat towards the south. Ammon was towards the North. Ammonites were up a little bit further north and a little bit further inland, and that was not a natural alliance. I mean, these Ammonites and Moabites tend to fight among themselves, but in this case, they had a common purpose, and so Eglon managed to pull them together. And then Amalek. Now, Amalek was the stated enemy of Israel ever since the Exodus, when the Amalekites tried to attack Israel. And they were more the nomadic people who you could find them anywhere. They were willing to, wherever they could find a place to hang out or find a place to raid, they were there. So Amalek. Incidentally, when a Jewish scribe starts writing, he writes out Amalek and then scratches it out. This is one nation that has to be scratched out. Amalek. Vayelech, and he came. Vayak, and he struck Vayak at Israel, Ve Yerushu, and then he occupied, he took over, he grabbed Yerushu, he took over Edir, the city, Hatamarim, the city of the palms. And this city is one of the ways of talking about Jericho, very simply because it's an area in which the date palm does grow quite naturally. And during the time of Herod, there were enormous date palm farms. Even in recent times, date palms are still grown in the area and are an important crop, source of income for the local people. If they can get irrigating water, they'll be growing tamarind. So the city of the palms. It's a hot area, and this sort of explains a little bit of what happens in the story. Anybody who builds a palace there is going to build it at 2 stories so that you're up high enough to catch the breezes that do blow through there up the valley. And so but you're surrounded by beautiful palm trees, lots of shade as well. And some of the places mentioned there, here's the city of palms, and here's Gilgal. Gilgal is, of course, the very famous spot when the Israelites crossed the Jordan. They set up camp. This is where they were circumcised. Gilgal literally means round camp. Gil. It's Gamad Lamet, Gimel Lamet is a round camp. And it was a little bit north of the city of palms, and it was just sort of across from the Jordan. The city of palms is there because of Elisha's spring, and obviously Eglon didn't rebuild the city; he just placed a palace there. You had a place to stay there and a place to collect tribute. Okay, here's where you're going to send your taxes, or else. So, but I've put in the Jordan here, and then there's a green area just alongside of it. And this is the underbrush that grows up close to the water. And anybody who's gone over any kind of river like that, even the Rio Grandes like that, there's a spot where the trees can pick up the water from the stream, and even the brush grows very well because it's when it's close to the water like that, it gets the sunshine, and it can be very dense underbrush. Excellent place to hide out if you're going to assassinate somebody. You have plans on doing the king of Moab, a good place to hide out. Now the Israelites served Eglon, king of Moab, for 18 years. Wow, that's quite a span. They Yavadu, and they served. Bnei Israel, Yavadu, and the sons of Israel served Et Eglon, to Mr. Eglon, Melech Moab, king of Moab. This is Segolate, and so the accent will be towards the front. Melech Moab, Shmoneh Ashra Shani, 8 and 10 years. This is Hebrew, the same as Dutch and German, where you have the smaller part of the number comes first. So 8 and 10 years, 18 years. Then the people of Israel cried out to Jehovah, and Jehovah raised up for them a deliverer, Ehud, the son of Gera, the Benjamite, a left-handed man. The people of Israel sent tribute by him to Eglon, the king of Moab. V'yesha'ak, and this is Yeshaku. This they called out, they cried out, they clamored. Yeshaku. This is what happens when you're in dire distress. You're oppressed, and you need help. So Yeshaku, Bnei Israel, sons of Israel, Yahweh, to Jehovah, Ve'yachem. And this is a causative to verb, and he raised up for them, he brought up for them, he lifted up for them. Yachem, Yahweh, Jehovah lifted up for them. Lachem, Moshiach. Moshiach is a deliverer. It's based on the root, the base root is Shin Yod Aleph, and Yeshua. Yehoshua means Jehovah saves. Yeshua is he saves, and Hosea is he causes him to save. So it's a well-known root for being saved, or being delivered. Okay, so Moshiach. When you stick a mem on the front of a verb like this, you bring it into being a noun. So Moshiach, the deliverer, et Ehud. Ehud is the one, or the one who praises. Okay, so Yehud is to praise, and Ehad is to be unified. So, and you probably include both root definitions into the name, the one who unified and the one who could praise. So you also, at the end of the story, you find out he can also blow a trumpet. So Ve'et Ehud ben Gera, son of Gera, ben Ha-Yemini, son of a Benjamite, of the Ben Ha-Yemini, Benjaminite, okay, the Benjaminite. It always throws the reader. You have an article smack in the middle here, but it does happen in here. Ben Ha-Yamini, son of the right hand, okay, the Benjamite. And it's somewhat symbolic that when this son was born to Joseph, Benjamin, son of my right hand, he was giving a very important place to him. So it isn't just a national or tribal designation. It's also, hey, this is somebody's important. Okay, Ben Hayamini, Ish Yeter, so a man, Yeter, who has stiffened, or who has who's his Yad Yamino, his right hand is apparently stiffened. His right hand is doesn't exactly say shriveled, but stiffened. Yeter Yad Yamino, stiffened in the right hand. The right hand isn't exactly working right. Okay? The whole word left doesn't really appear in here. It's assumed, that's why it's translated that way, but something has happened to the right hand. Yeshahu, and he sent, and they sent, the sons of Israel, Bnei Israel, Yeshahu, Be Yado, in his hand, Minha, and Minha is tribute. Now, if we read the rest of the story, we find out we needed a bunch of people to carry this. So this was probably not a cash tribute. It was a grain, oils, and other things that required carrying. And in ancient times, that was how it was done. You had to store up your taxes in jars and then bring them down to whoever was collecting them. And so Eglon had set up a collection point for taxes down in Jericho, and that's where all the people had to arrive to make this payment. So this was the reason for showing up, and the people of Israel was sending their taxes down to Eglon. And in a sense, it isn't just a fight for independence. It's also somewhat, like the Boston Tea Party, a tax revolt is going on here. Beyado miniha le'Eglon, to Eglon Melech Moav. And that sets the historical setting for what's happening here. And we're going to do another video on what happens next. So stay tuned, and I'll see you for the next video.